Alright, that was padauk. This is Kalo walnut. And I'm going to make a lidded box out of this. And I've already taken and turned it around at the house. This drive I'm using now has a spring-loaded point in it. So it's really nice, and particularly if you're doing production work, because with the lathe running, you can put that there between the centers and then tighten it up, and you can switch pieces with the lathe running. If you're doing production work like Nick Cook does, it works really great. And what I did, I found the center and I used a center punch, one of the spring-loaded center punches, and center punched the 2 points, put it on there,
not anchored.
screwed it up, and then I can go with the skew out again, Jack.
It moved again.
Well, they think they don't.
A 60-pound sledgehammer, somebody. Now this is about the maximum diameter that you can safely use the skew. And the biggest problem people have with the skew is they let it slide down and get that point caught in there. That point is very valuable for making a cut like this, a V cut. You can just keep going down in there and taking the wood out and do really nice decorations with it. You can use the other point, but then you got metal in the way and you really can't see what you're doing. And it's really good for trimming off the end, but a spindle gouge works better. And how many people know how to use this? How many people want to learn? Get the Alan Lacer video, The Sweet and Dark Side of the Skew. And Alan Lacer, by the way, will be at Highland next week. And he will probably tell you how to sharpen the skew and use the skew. But if you want to learn how to use it, it's the most versatile tool there is. Alan Lacer is the best teacher of it that I know. What I need to do now is put a tenon on each side of this. To put it in the chuck. And I'm going to use this now. It depends on whether your chuck is a dovetail
On the back of your tool stand.
Oh, yeah. And this one's got a real sharp kind of dovetail. So after I get it down to size, what I want to do is take the skew and undercut that just a little bit and put a little bit of dovetail on it. And then it's not going to come out of the chuck on it. Any questions? Does anybody want me to pass this around? This drive? Everybody familiar with it?
Jack, you calling a particular kind of walnut. What was that first word you said?
Calo, C-A-L-O. But I can't find that in my tree book. C-A-L-O.
You sure it's not Claro?
Huh?
Claro wall?
Yeah, Claro wall. And then what I was saying?
C-L-A-R-O.
All right, this has one of the plastic rings on
We're
it,
both left-handed, we both can't spell.
which I don't particularly like. I like to get them almost on there, just give a little bit of sharp snap, and it locks them on there, and then just a little bit of sharp wrap. You put the tool there and just a little sharp wrap with the spindle lock, and it comes unlocked, but it's not going to come off while you're running the lathe. There's nothing worse than your big bowl and your chuck running across the room. Don't laugh, it happens.
Well, that's how you know it.
Okay, now I want to divide this into two pieces, and what I'm looking for now is my grain character, which I want to try and make the two pieces match up. Right now it doesn't matter which is the top or the bottom, and it's really 6 one way, half a dozen the other, and so I'm going to divide it right there, and I'm going to use this parting tool. This is a piece of a 1-inch bandsaw blade. It makes a nice thin part. And so I go straight in, but then I pull it out and I go in the same hole but widen it like this to give me a little clearance inside so I don't get too much drag. It's mainly on the outside where I want it to perfectly line up. And I don't want to cut this all the way off like I'm doing it here, because just wide enough. I can see what I'm doing. I've got a 3/4 of an inch left. I've got a 1/2 inch left. I got a 1/4 inch left. And now I'm going to take a little back saw and cut the rest of the way through it. No, you do not do this with a lathe running. So, now I got two pieces. Alright, this is going to be my top. And I'm going to take this elbow scratcher out of here. And I'm going to take a spindle gouge and I'm going to start hollowing this out. Just a little bit. Now I've got to put a mortise and tenon on here, and it really doesn't matter which one's which. So I'm going to put the mortise on this one and put the tenon on the bottom.
Jack, I'll have a question.
Yeah.
You're going from the outside edge to the center, but I see some going from the center and making a hole and coming out to the edge.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
Either one works.
Okay.
Woodworkers.
Yeah.
George, glue all that stuff back together.
One thing you need to remember when you're doing something like this, as you get towards the center, the RPM stays the same, but the feet per minute decreases. And so you have to move the tool slower. And also, it's better to leave a little high spot there in the center than a hole. If you make a hole to get rid of it, you got to sand all the wood around it. But if you leave just barely slight high spot in the center, it'll sand right off. Now, I want to put a tenon here, so the same tool that I made, this was a skew originally, and I ground it square, and that's what I use to make my mortise and tenons. And that edge is perfectly parallel to this, and so I get this perfectly parallel to the lathe bed, and then I know I've got a square tenon. And I want to get this a little bit higher because I don't want the bottom edge rubbing. I want to be able to cut. Now I can cut in. Now this I can make any size I want, and then the other piece I match up to it. Now I'm going to come back and take that corner off there. And now I want to do a little bit of sanding. Good. That was 220, we'll go some 320 and now I want to put the sanding sealer in there, and that looks good. Now I rounded this edge here when I did that, and a little bit of round on that's going to be alright, but I don't want that much, so I'm going to go back and make that, dress up that tenon just a little, or mortise rather, just a little bit. And then I also want this lip right here, a little bit of bevel to it, so the outside edge will sit tight. Even if I change the diameter, the outside edge is still always going to be sitting down solid. Now, I could use the same chuck, but since I got an extra chuck, this is easier.
What kind of a truck is that?
This is a Nova.
Nova?
First one I bought was a Nova chuck with the Tommy bars, and I found out I didn't have 3 hands, and so when I had the opportunity to let somebody else have it, I did so. Alright, this is going to be the bottom, and here again we want to dish it out. How am I doing on time?
About 25 today.
Oh, okay.